Hello everyone and welcome to Toy Reviews with the Cheesy Toy Reviewer, which is I. My name is Matt. I appreciate you taking the time to check me out, and please, if you like what you see, and wait till you see the whole thing, or however much you want before you decide to hit that like and subscribe button. I certainly don't want to try to force that upon you. But basically, I will be reviewing a lot of modern, older toys, mainly, toys that boys played with, because, I don't know. I just never got into Barbie dolls and My Little Ponies, so you won't be seeing much of that. Sorry. But you'll see a lot of things like GoBots, Transformers, Mask, maybe some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whatever the case may be. And you may see an occasional restoration video where I will make attempts to fix toys, as I've recently taken upon liking that subject. Been watching a lot of videos on it, and I'm close to pulling the trigger on doing a restoration video. But for now, we're just going to stick with a reviewing. And I figured I'd start with my first episode with something really cool. A little while back, a buddy of mine was cleaning out his garage, and he said, "Hey, I got a bunch of old G.I Joe vehicles in a box. They're pretty beat up, ragtagged, and I don't know, see what you could salvage out of it or whatever." I didn't even know I was even going to buy anything, because you just don't know. And sometimes trying to salvage things, it's just not worth the effort. But I saw a lot of promise in it. A lot of promise. And I scored pretty big. Ton of G.I. Joe vehicles. And a few Transformers to boot. And may I say, good Transformers. Good Transformers. And I'm going to be showing off, and probably maybe a 2-3 part series of this. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it, because I've thought about doing this for a bit. And I used to stream video games. I was the Cheesy Gamer. And I don't know, I just kind of got burnt out on that and lost interest in it. But I decided I was going to give this a whirl, because it looked like fun. I've watched some videos, and it looks like just in general they're having a good time. And it gives me a chance to show off my nerdy knowledge, if you will, of what I know and will probably never get me anywhere in life, other than being able to point out to people that I'm a big kid. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. So, just a couple things. Right now, in the very early stages, I have some shelves set up with my toys and stuff like that. And I would give you a virtual tour, but I just tried doing that in the last video I did. This is my third take doing this, so I'm very new to this. And I'm not going to do that again. Maybe one of these days I'll just do like a quick video tour, throw it up on Patreon, because I will be starting up a Patreon, and you can check that out. And maybe I give you some insider stuff to, virtually, whatever. Also, I will be working on graphics, like being able to post images to the left or right of my head, to show you like before and after photos. I did take some pictures of these toys, which you will see in the initial image on YouTube of the whale, which will be probably in part 2 of this. But you'll see, that will give you a rough idea how bad these toys were. Just dirty, gross, disgusting, mold, bugs, anything you could think of. It was done. And it took a lot of time and effort. It took me 2 days. And spending hours matching up pieces to the different vehicles. And I was able to manage to get some of them up to 90% complete. A couple fully complete. Some were just trash, and they're nothing more than scrap parts, unfortunately. But I was able to get a decent amount up going, and I was really happy about that, and I will be sharing some of that with you. So without further ado, let me dig into my magical toy box under this desk here. Let's see what I can find. And, what? I got something right here. And once I have my own camera person, this will be much more efficient. This is the Cobra Pogo Ballistic Battle Ball. Yes, that's quite a bit in one word. When I found this guy, none of this was here. I'll give you an example. This one's a bit stubborn here. I basically had this, a few legs. This was off. Keep in mind, they're all filled with dirt and grime. This was off. Of course, the stickers are worn, as you can see. Sat in the garage forever. However, after the bats, though, the stickers did manage to maintain, to stay intact. Of course, they're a little wear for the words. Cobra sticker. You can see it's a bit worn, but you can see the Cobra logo. And if you look inside, it's nice and clean in there. That's where you put your little guy here. Now, I had this one as a kid. Just some fun facts. This toy product, it ran from 85 to 86. It was discontinued, I believe, in 87. And you often see these, whether it be comic books. Of course, I believe they had a commercial for it, the cartoon. And yeah, see, there's this gun right there. Which, you know, easily put back in. But anyways, all these pieces were loose. I couldn't find a third missile. There was a third missile and an antenna, which would go right here. I was not able to find the antenna, which was unfortunate. However, though, I was able to get a decent amount of it to completion, which I was very happy with. As I said, I got it nice and clean. So we're going to put these back on here. Now, yes, I had this little guy as a kid. And he was a lot of fun. I would use him as a underwater submarine type thing. And now, if anyone ever played with any of the old G.I Joe boats, a lot of them, you know, well, they didn't float all that great like they did on the commercials, unfortunately. But you know, I was like everyone else. Why are you being stubborn? You see the guy's being stubborn here. Okay. All right, this guy. Now I swear I got the sound. Here we go. So, pew pew pew. See, you got there. And you put the little guy in here. Of course, it close up, you know, and he would be underwater, and he would of course, destroy any G.I. Joe boats above him. Which, in my G.I. Joe episodes, quite a few of them were. Oh, there's a little number right there. The ZOX 699. And it's on the other side too. As I said, a lot of stickers are wear for words. But I mean, if you're into restoring toys, you really don't have much to do, other than maybe, you know, replacing the stickers, finding another missile piece. For the most part, this guy's, you know, complete. He has a nice little figure. I was, as we've come to learn, I was always a fan of the Decepticons and Cobra. Yes, I rooted for the bad guys. So many G.I. Joes died in battle. Unlike the cartoon, however, no one ever died, ever, in G.I. Joe cartoons. But yeah, this is a little guy, and as I said, this is the Cobra Pogo Ballistic Battle Ball. Try saying that a few times fast. Maybe you can. Either way, though, neat little guy. Neat little guy. I had a lot of fun with him as a kid. So, I'm going to put him back in the magical toy chest. Next guy we're going to grab here is Of course, I'm sure a lot of people have fond memories of this. Here we go. Is the Snowcat. Look at that in all its glory. The Snowcat right there. Of course, it is not complete. But I was able to assemble quite a bit of it. I'll just give you a heads up and show you. Okay, so we have this guy. And unfortunately, if you see right there, it's broken. This little piece right here, it's broken. So it doesn't fully latch on to this. However, it does go on. And I did a nice job cleaning this up too. Let me just give you a little overview here, just so you get an idea. He was filthy. He was filthy. Dirt everywhere, grime, some mold. The Snowcat had to take quite a bath to get this guy where it was. So of course, you got this little piece here, which goes in there. And this little guy, I don't keep referring to whatever, but who cares, right? You got them off without. Hey, the back part. And then you just kind of put it back on there like that. And of course, he was driven by frostbite. Came to the figure. And you put frostbite in there. And you'd have two skis here. So you have one of the skis, another ski here, and there would be a missile on top of that ski. Unfortunately, I do not have the missiles. And as you can see, I'm missing one of the missiles. I go on the missile launcher right there. The stickers, yeah, well, let's just say some of them did okay during the cleanings. Some didn't. A lot of them moved. Like I'll get this right here. See if you look down here. See that where it says step? Now I'm not going to say all these were put on perfectly straight because obviously they weren't. But as you can see, that one moved right there, where it's kind of off. You know, when you soak toys in hot soapy water and then give them a good cleaning, what I used was a little peroxide to help get the little extra clean. You know, get them a little whiter. Get rid of some of the tarnish and staining that was on it. As I told you before, this thing was really just roached out. It was shot, but I was able to manage to get it in nice clean shape. It's still got a bit to go. It's missing the antenna right there. Of course, it doesn't have frostbite. It's missing a missile, jet ski, and the two missiles that are on it. Still, I had to go through a lot of parts that were. When I tell you I had a big bag of parts, I had a full bag of parts. And basically, I took. I went online, and I found the blueprints, and I looked at pictures, and I was able to piece together things that way. But it took a while to get all these vehicles together. And this guy, you know, to find these parts, as much as I did, I don't know, I guess you could say he's probably close to what, 80% complete, maybe 75 in that ballpark. Again, nice little piece if you want to restore it, certainly. And again, all these pieces are up on eBay. I do resell my toys that I salvage, whether for parts or as like, you know, side projects for people who, because there's a lot of people who do enjoy restoring old toys like this. And basically, you get this guy, and he's almost done. And overall, it looks pretty solid. And he's up for auction. And again, I'm not going to, just throwing that out there, I'm not going to plug my eBay stuff. I'm not going to do that. Fun, so just some quick fun facts though about the Snowcat. I like throwing out nerdy stuff like this. That ran from 85 to 86. So in 1985 and 1986, you could buy that toy. And, I guess I'm talking, I should leave. So in 85 and 86, you could buy that toy. But after that, it stopped being distributed in the store. After that, you had to mail away for it. And I believe you were able to order it and mail away 87 through 89. I could be wrong. But that was the only way you were able to get the Snowcat after that. And the price point on that was $6 when it initially launched. $6.50, $7, something like that. You look at that now and you're like, wow, that's really cheap. But back then, I guess it was a fair market value price for it. And just to give you, because I forgot to mention it before, the Cobra Pogo ballistic ball, that was like $3.50. Yes, I know stupid stuff like this. Anyways. Next up to bat here. Why don't we switch it up here? Did a couple G.I Joe vehicles. Let's go Transformer route. Alright, so this is the first Transformer I made now. Let's pop here. Some of you are probably familiar with it. This is Jetfire. What's special about Jetfire, you ask? A lot. He came out in 85. Yep. Came out in 85. And he was like the coolest jet in the production line. At least in my opinion he was. He was like the coolest jet in the production line. He was the tallest, 12 inches, I believe. Pretty sure, other than me, he might have been about as tall as Devastator. Maybe taller. And when he initially came out, he's one of the few early Transformers, if I think maybe the only one, that wasn't put out by Tommy Takara. I believe it was put out by, initially, which Hasbro brought over by Takatoku Toys, which would later go on to become, of course, everyone knows, Bandai. Put out a lot of Gundam figures and things like that nature. And he was initially, when he was in that toy line, called the Super Valkyrie Fighter. Yes, and he kind of looks like, I can see some Valkyrie in this guy. And as you can see, though, he's seen better days. Look closely, you can see he's got some dirt and grime on him. Now, I tried cleaning him up the best I could. I don't like using water on metal toys, and he has a lot of metal on him, so I just kind of gave him like a quick wipe down. I didn't do a lot to clean him up. I'm afraid of rusting it. There are other ways I could have done it. I don't know, I just chose not to. But as you can see, I have his other arm here, right here. See? It'll go right there. Problem is, if you look right there, that little piece right there. Let's see if we can, there we go. See, it's broken off. So, I cannot snap that back in place, which would be right here, this little joint, where you could kind of just pop it back in there and you go down like this, and oh, I'm ready to go, I'm Jetfighter. He does have a couple pieces of his armor. He has, this would be part of his leg armor. That'll go on either, I believe, I'm not sure whether it's right leg or left leg. But I don't have the other piece to attach it to. I do, however, have this piece, which, let's see if I can get this on correctly. It's been a while. There we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, see? Got there. And shoot out his lasers or whatever it is. This piece, unfortunately, which will be the back part of the jet, tail fins, I believe they're called. I don't know, I could be wrong on that. Tail fins. The metal piece is missing from it. So you can't connect it. I can, however, transform him, and I will. I'll transform him for you, if you care to see. Which, just in case, I'm going to do it. And I, of course, his iconic gun. I believe the original version of this. This was a moving part too. I do not have the stickers that go on this gun. However, the scope moves. See, it goes up and down like that. And you stick his hand there, and he's good. He's ready for battle. Still has a little life left in him. He's not done yet. Jetfire does not go down without a fight. Now, in prime condition, this guy drawing some serious money, even just loose. With the right conditioning, you could get a couple $100 for this guy. If you can get him in package or just in package in general, you're talking. I've seen him go as far as up to $500, depending on the conditioning of the package. He is a sought-after figure. He was one of the coolest Transformers ever produced during that G1 era. And he rightfully does deserve to get the bucks that he does. And if you can add him to your library, he's certainly worth the time and money. Now, as far as transforming him, he's fairly easy to transform. There's a little pin back here, and you pull that out. And you do this, and then you can just take his little, what's going on here? And then you just slide. Sorry. I have to try to be careful here. Here we go. See, slide that down, right? Bam! That's the front jet motor. Gonna take his arm. Go like this. And you kick back his leg like this. Put these down. There, like that. And then you go like this. And this turns out, his head turns out to be multifunctional. I'll show you in a second. Like this. And then you have, and then his wings go like this. And then you'd have this right here. This would be connected right here. Like this. See? Sharp looking toy. Sharp looking toy. In jet mode and robot mode. It's too bad. I mean, all in all, his body's not in terrible shape. He's salvageable, but I foresee him obviously being nothing more than a part getter. But if someone really wanted to, they could salvage this guy. Because he does have some qualities to him, which are nice. I always wanted to show you, see, like this is kind of like almost like a gun. Like, choo, 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 choo. Anyways. Like for example, like a lot of old G1 Transformers have the problem of getting like loose legs and limbs and things like that. But look at that. Man, those are nice and tight. I mean, I could still do this all day with that. Look at that. Another thing. What's this? What is? Look at that. Just pops out like a champ. Springs are still nice on that for the wheelbase. And if you look right here, pops out nicely. So these are still nice. Obviously, his legs can use a nice little touch-up with some paint. That's easy enough. Now this is problematic, as you'll see. This is loose right here. This little guy part right here. It's there, but it's loose, and I don't want to play with it too much because it's eventually going to fall off. Now, you want to turn him back into robot mode, obviously. You saw I put his legs down. So right there. And then you're going to slide that back down. Pop that back up. Stick his head out there like this. What? I see you! Put that down. There you go. And you have Jetfire back in robot mode. Certainly he's missing most of his armor. He has a lot of issues. this Jetfire does. But he is salvageable, and he has this toy as character. And whoever does get him, I really hope they take the TLC time to fix him up. Or if they part him out, hopefully it goes to a good part to make another Jetfire whole. Please take me home. It's never a good ventriloquist. Anyway, that is Jetfire. Now keep in mind, I have just a ton of toys that I pulled out of this box. And I'm only showing you like 4 or 5 today. So we're on number 3 now. So that was the one Transformer I didn't want to show in this video. The other 2, you're going to be impressed with. At least I think you will. You should. Let's put you back in your toy box. The magical toy box underneath my desk. And we're going to go here now. What? Now, we've talked a lot about my love for Cobra, so this made me really excited. Yes, if you're a fan of G.I Joe, you know what I just put up, and that is the Cobra Hiss. Sorry about that. Look at that. Still rolls like a champ. This thing was filthy. Absolutely filthy. Dust covered, mold, you name it. It was fracking gross. But as you see, after some extensive cleaning, he looks a lot better. And really, if you have the sticker decals, you can easily just pop these stickers off here. Slap on some new ones. There's not a lot of scratching in it. And you got yourself a really nice looking vintage Cobra Hiss. The Cobra Hiss, which I believe also started out at $650, something like that. I don't know. But he came out in '83, and he doesn't have his driver. He has a Cobra Hiss driver. Kind of looked like the Crimson Guard soldiers a little bit, except not as well done. But he came with this guy. Many times you've seen Destro driving out in battle, manning the guns here against the forces of Duke in G.I. Joe. As you see, that I could do nothing about. It's loose. I'm sure I could take it apart and do something to make that a bit more stiffer so it would like stay in range there. But as now, the only position it'll stay in other than down is I think it goes about there. About as high as that goes. But if you look, see, very nice and clean. When you open up the cockpit there, nice accessible for your figure, so you can have your driver here. So we'll put the Cobra Hiss driver here, and Destro man the guns, doing his part against the evil forces of G.I. Joe. And yes, I did say evil forces of G.I. Joe. But as you can see, the stickers here. Well, they've seen better days. Now you can get these stickers off fairly easy with a little lighter fluid. You can also use, if you want to be less abrasive, you can use like a little oil or soap and water. It depends on how quick you want to get them off. I found lighter fluid works fairly well, and as long as you don't overdo the lighter fluid, they come off fairly easy. But don't just take my word for it. If you're going to do this sort of thing, look around, see what works best for you, see what you prefer. See, again, stickers kind of roached. But the most important thing is the body here, and you have a nice clean body on this Cobra Hiss. And whoever gets this won't have much to do at all. I mean, maybe find a way to tighten this up. I'm sure there's a way to do it. And if anything, replace this. As I said, there's not too many scratches on this. The wheels look good. I don't know if you can see it. 1983. Just to show you that, because they've done many different versions of the Cobra Hiss. I believe they did one in 87, 89. There's like a red version of the Cobra Hiss. But this is the original, back in black, if you will. G.I. Joe's Cobra hiss. Bad, and he knows it right there. That's right. And he's gonna roll off. Pimp style. Like, yeah. Yeah, what of it? With the Cobra hiss. Deal with it. Okay.